Hello everyone, my name is MJ Calderon and I'm the author of a kid's book about immigration. I'm very glad to share with you guys a little bit about my life through this beautiful project. Thank you, A Kids Book About, for making this happen. I want to dedicate this book to my mom, the reason that I'm here, being able to tell you guys our story. Before we start reading, I want to share with you guys the definition of home. Home is a noun. It means the residence of an individual or family, a place of refuge, a person, or the place that you want to keep coming back over and over again. A little bit about the intro. This book is meant to help to understand the world and those who inhabit, which is hard and exhausting sometimes. Sometimes grown-ups tend to make the mistake to tiptoe around certain topics they have grown to better ignore rather than to take the time to ask questions and learn about. While immigration is an important topic, it's also a complicated one. Immigration often involves making hard decisions out of desperation, fear, and love. It's often a very difficult journey that is driven by hope. So, the goal of this book is not to become an expert on immigration, but to encourage discussion and to understand that we all contribute to making our country and the world a better place for everyone, including yourself. No matter who we are or where we come from, we all matter. We are just human beings after all. Immigration. That's a big word, huh? But the meaning is even bigger. Immigration is when you leave a country you were born in to live in another country. Simple, right? Well, not so fast. There are a lot of reasons why people choose to leave their home country. Sometimes people move because they want to experience a different culture or live somewhere else. But in most cases, the reasons are more complicated. Many people are pressured to make that difficult decision to leave their home country because they're running away from danger. Sometimes they lack basic needs like food, proper education, or medicine. Sometimes parents decide to leave their home country in order to give their children a better life. A lot of times, people don't even want to leave their home. They just don't have any other options. No matter the reason why you leave, when you move to another country, you are an immigrant, like me and my family. Hi, my name is MJ, and I'm an immigrant. My family and I come from Mexico. When I was 5 years old, my mother decided to come to the United States of America. She was tired of struggling to live day by day in a dangerous city with limited resources and a lack of opportunities for her children. Eventually, she made the difficult decision to leave me and my little brother behind to find a better life for us. My mother worked up to 3 jobs to save up enough money to pay a coyote so that we could join her. A coyote is a person that gets paid to smuggle people from Mexico into the United States of America. Did you know it's very hard to come into a country like the United States of America? To come into the US legally, there's a really long list of things you need to have, be, and do. You need to have a lot of education, a bunch of money, maybe own land, and a lot of other stuff. All these things are necessary just to be considered. It's a really complicated process and it takes a long, very long time. Sometimes it takes more than 10 years. Most people looking to leave their country don't meet these requirements. And even if they do, they can still get denied. There are no guarantees. This often leaves people desperate and with no other option but to take a journey that is a lot harder and dangerous. Sometimes that journey is physically dangerous, like it was for my mother when she crossed the desert. Other times the journey is emotionally difficult, like it was for me and my brother. While my mother had to deal with desert snakes and crossing a dangerous water gate, we were badly bullied by many unkind strangers on our journey to our new home. Often, when we talk about immigrants and immigration, we hear the words like illegal or alien. Those words are dehumanizing. To dehumanize means to make someone seem or feel less than human. And those words are used to make immigrants sound like bad guys or dangerous people. Calling immigrants those names make immigration harder to talk about, which makes it difficult for immigrants to share their struggles, ask for help when they need it, and advocate for change. So don't call us aliens, because immigrants don't come from another planet. And don't say illegal, because most of us aren't criminals. And remember that unless you're Superman, he is an immigrant and an alien, we're all human. Some of us are just undocumented. And that means that we don't have all the documents required to live in a new country. Immigrants aren't bad. Talking about immigration isn't bad either. So ask questions, be curious. And if you know anyone who's from a different country, don't be afraid to ask about their language, culture, or story. But when you ask questions, really listen. Because there's so much to learn and discover when you do. But remember, sometimes people might not want to talk about it, and that's okay too. Often, young undocumented immigrants feel out of place and are treated differently simply because of their legal status. Legal status is a person's position in society according to the law. Someone's legal status determines what they can and cannot do in the place they live in. That's the only thing that people see us as. But my legal status does not define my worth. Immigrants are all around us and come from all over the world. There are immigrants who are doctors, nurses, teachers, artists, and anything else you can think of. There's nothing they can do. But most importantly, immigrants are brothers, sisters, mom, dads, and your friends. My family is just like any other American family. We argue about who gets to hold the TV remote. We sit down and have dinner together. We talk about sports. We disagree about our favorite celebrities. Even though I wasn't born here, I care deeply about the community I live in. I care about and contribute to this country because this is my home too. The legal status of a person should not be used to stereotype and dehumanize anyone. Oftentimes, mentioning it or bringing it up, it's unnecessary. Everyone around you deserves to be treated with respect, fairness, and kindness. At the end of the day, no matter where we come from or how we got here, we're all just human beings. I'm not an illegal, and I'm not an alien. I'm just MJ. Now that you're finished reading this, take some time to absorb and process everything that was discussed. Then, most importantly, talk about it. This book is here to help you start an open conversation about immigration and immigrants with both kids and grown-ups and begin the journey of learning more about them together. Continue to educate yourselves and others on immigration. And remember that while it is important to ask questions, the value is on paying attention and really listening to the answers. Because knowledge allows for empathy, justice, and establishes a foundation of kindness and respect towards all human beings. Thank you guys for reading along. Like always, just share this book with a child or an adult and keep educating yourselves and others. Thank you.